I'm John McQuay with 8541 Tactical, and this is Mail Call Monday, the show that answers your questions about precision rifles, optics, and equipment. Today's show is going to be a little bit of a short rant on my part. I've been watching a lot of threads crop up on the internet here lately asking for different gear recommendations, handgun recommendations, scope recommendations, etc. You see them pop up pretty much on a daily basis. Well, the first thing I'm going to address is a nasty four-letter word that I see used all the time in precision rifles, gear, pretty much any aspect of the firearms and shooting sports. And that nasty little four-letter word, I hate to hear it, I hate to use it. I'm going to start washing my mouth out with soap when I use it. It's spelled B-E-S-T. That's right, you guys have seen it time and time again. You'll get a new guy that will come into it and say, hey, I'm new. What's the best rifle for me? What's the best handgun for me? What's the best scope for me? Well, the problem that we get into is when the guy lays out what's the best, he's not adding any qualifying information. It's just what's the best. Well, the best for me may not be the best for you. The best for you may not be the best for the next guy. And the best for you may not be the best for the guy that's laying the advice out. So you need qualifying information in there. Now, every time you see the best question laid out there, you'll get cheerleading from the grandstands coming after that. Everybody will recommend their favorite. Well, again, their favorite may not be what's best for you. If you come on and you're new to the shooting sports and you say, what's best? And then I lay out there, well, best maybe Accuracy International AX with a Schmidt & Bender scope on it. Okay, well, that doesn't help you at all if you're coming into this with a $1,000 budget. No good at all. In the same vein, I'll see it on the handgun side of things all the time. Hey, I'm new to shooting. What's the best handgun for me? Well, that's fine. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to put it in your pocket? Is it going to be your everyday carry pistol? Is it going to be a long-range hunting pistol? Is it going to be a target shooting pistol? You can go out and shoot IDPA or IPSC with it? I don't know. You're just asking what's the best. You're not asking what's the best for you and then giving me the information that I need to answer the question. So the second part of this little rant is how to ask the question. When you've got a question asking about gear recommendations for anything from handgun shooting, shotgun shooting, carbine, long rifle, scopes, backpacks, shooting mats, all this fun stuff, you need to lay out some background. Let us know what your experience level is, how long you've been shooting, what you plan to use the firearm or the gear for, what kind of shooting you routinely do, what kind of ranges you have access to, and most importantly, what your budget is. Budget is probably one of the peak concerns after primary use. You need to know primary use because budget doesn't matter if we don't know what you're going to use it for. But after primary use, budget makes all the difference in the world because it doesn't matter if we let you know all these wonderful options and you can't afford any of them. So you got to say, okay, here's my budget. Here's what I can afford to spend. Here's what I'd like to spend. This is the absolute upper limit of what I can spend. And then guys can give you all kinds of recommendations based on their experience. Now this brings me to my final point, and my final point is when you ask a question and you receive an answer, make sure that you keep the background of the guy who's answering in mind. We get a lot of times where people will stray out of their lane and they will answer questions that they have absolutely no real ability, no real background, no real training or real experience in. This happens very frequently when we get into the sniping arena. I've seen guys comment on what is best for military or what's best for law enforcement when their background is as a target shooter. Not a good situation to get into. So if you're asking a specific question about a specific piece of gear or a specific tactic for a specific situation, make sure you understand the background of those that are giving you advice. I would not go to a heart surgeon and ask him how to rebuild a carburetor. Same vein, I'm not going to go ask a mechanic what the best health regimen is going to be for me to fix a certain problem. You're going to ask the guy whose expertise is in that area. Unfortunately, when you get on the web and you ask a question, you may not have a good grounding in what the background is. So you need to make sure you keep your filter set on high and you really take a look at the answers that you're getting. That's about it. So, breaking it down, don't ask what's best. Ask what's best for you with your given set of circumstances and your given budget. When you receive the answers, make sure you're evaluating who the answers are coming from and what their experience level is. When you choose to answer a question, don't BS. Answer with real-world knowledge, real-world background, or give the person information on where they can go to find real-world opinions and real-world backgrounds. And that's about it. If we all do this, we can do our part to make the internet a better place. That's about all I have for you for this week. If you've liked this video, please make sure you click that thumbs up button. If you want to leave us a comment, you can send it to us on Facebook or Twitter. If you want to leave a comment that can be answered on next week's show, please leave it in the comment section below. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. If you are not a subscriber, please click that subscription button. It doesn't cost you anything, and YouTube will let you know when we release new videos. Until next time, get out and shoot! One final word. Tomorrow is Election Day. If you haven't done so already, please get out and vote. Make your voice known. Select the candidate that best represents you and represents your views. It's one of the bases for our form of government, and it is vitally important that you make your vote count. So please, get out and vote.